What's up, everybody? I'm here to talk about today's General Hospital episode. And before I do that, um, I'm gonna be completely honest with you and get today's episode. I was over a lot of shit in today's episode. I was over half the stuff that happened in today's episode. I was over half of it. More than half of it, I was over. Before it even started. Anyway, what do I even start today's episode? Let me start off with Michael and Kiki. I'm gonna go and get that crap fist out the way. Michael and Kiki. Um, Michael goes to the Quartermain mansion, basically not Quartermain mansion, goes to Sonny's house. So apparently Morgan and Kiki are staying with Sonny since they kicked them, since Alice, well not Alice, since Monica and Tracy kicked them out of the Quartermain mansion. Apparently apparently Morgan and Kiki are staying with Sonny. Um, Kiki is sitting there telling Michael about the whole party, about the wedding reception of her and Morgan's and Michael's basically sitting there saying, I guess he's sitting there congratulating them and telling them how happy he was for them and whatnot, knowing his ass was lying. And he was basically sitting there, and Kiki actually flat out invited him. Well, he asked Kiki how's things going with her and Silas, and she basically says that she invited him to the party and that he's gonna be there, and that's the best way to break ground with somebody is be around a whole bunch of people. So they're talking about that, and then Michael and Kiki tells Michael that he should come to the party. And Michael's sitting there saying, "Well, don't you think it'll be a little odd for me to be there?" And then Kiki also tells Michael that he should bring a plus one, basically bring somebody, basically bring another girl. And Michael's sitting there like, don't you think it will be a little odd for me to bring someone else?" I'm like, Michael, you only making this weirder and weird. This thing with Kiki even weirder and weirder and weirder as it go. I'm like, Michael, I kept telling him to shut that damn TV screen. Michael, sit your ass down. I've been told him the whole episode. Michael, get somewhere and have a damn seat. But like I said, I'm over Michael and Kiki. I'm over them. If they're not, they're gonna keep beating around the bush with them and whatnot. I'm just, why do we have to sit through all these things? We know eventually they're gonna put them together. Eventually, after everything's found out, about Morgan knowing the truth about it, everything. Speaking of Morgan, I'm gonna go ahead and talk about Morgan and Ava. I'm not gonna lie to you, I actually kind of I won't say I kind of liked Morgan and Ava scenes today. Ava basically confronted Morgan about using one of her credit cards to do some online gambling. She basically called him an addict and whatnot. He denied it, and he denied being a gambling addict. So basically, he's still doing that whole online gambling. He's been using Ava's credit cards. Why does he have access to Ava's credit cards? I never know. But anyway, Ava's basically sitting there saying, "How would you like it if I went to Kiki and tell Kiki and Michael and tell them that you knew this whole time that she wasn't Franco's daughter, that they weren't related?" And Morgan's basically like, in all turns, Ava winds up telling Morgan that she owes him, that he owes her one. So basically, in all words, she's gonna hold Morgan to it. I guess to basically repay the debts that replace what Morgan took off of her credit card. So she basically tells him, "You owe me one," and they basically make a deal and whatnot. And at the very end of their conversation, this is what I want to rant about. Why do the fucking people on this show have fucking excuse my language, by the way, they have freaking private conversations in public places? You don't, I mean, they could have went upstairs to does Ava has a room with the Metro Court. They could have went upstairs and I think Ava has a room with the Metro Court since she's not staying at the Quartermain mansion anymore. They could have went upstairs into Ava's room and talked that out in private. They're at in the damn lobby of the Metro Court. Why are you guys having a freaking private conversation? And we lo and behold, Kiki shows up. Morgan and Ava shake hands, agree not to say anything about something, say anything about Morgan knowing about the whole Kiki's true paternity and whatnot. And lo and behold, Kiki pops up. And I'm like, yeah, people on this show need to freaking stop having private conversation in public. That's what I mean. That's just stupid to me. Julian been doing that. Julian and Ava been doing it a lot lately, having private conversations in public places, making yourself look obvious, look suspicious. But anyway, what else happened on today's episode? I'm gonna talk about Silas, the thirst of Silas, at the end of today's episode, at the end of today's video. Let me talk about the teen scene. So Well, first, the episode started off with Molly and Sam talking about Danny and whatnot, and we're talking to Nicholas and Molly and Nicholas talking to Sam about how great, how happy they are about Danny and whatnot. And I want to know one thing: is Nicholas trying to grow back? Dude, trying to grow his hair out. I ain't no homo or nothing, but I'm not. I was never feeling that long hair with him. He should basically leave that long hair alone. But anyway, um, I mean, like I said, no homo with it. But anyway, um, but yeah, they're talking about Danny and whatnot, and then Nicholas basically leaves Molly and Sam to go talk to Britt, and Molly's basically looking like, why is she talking to Britt? I mean, why is Nicholas talking to Britt? Anyway, like they looking at Britt like she just the like gum on their shoe or some shit like that. But anyway, and then we, well, today's episode really started off with Silas and Rafe. Silas is coming out of, I think coming out of the where they do all the lab check and all that. He's coming out of there. Rafe pops up. I mean, Rafe comes up, and he and Rafe have a conversation about. So apparently, Silas is gonna let Rafe stay with Sam and Danny, because apparently Silas sees Sam in a different light, because he's basically trying to smash Sam. He basically sees Sam in a different light, says he sees her in a different light, and he basically asks Rafe, "What's up between you and Molly?" And he flat out tells him, um, I told her how I felt about her. I basically told her how I felt about her, and she got back with TJ, and her and TJ are stronger than ever. Then we cut the scene. We cut to Molly and TJ talking to Sam. They basically saying how happy they are about Danny being well and whatnot. So, and then TJ and Molly walk off, and they have a little conversation about Molly's new book. Molly wrote basically that book, Main Squeeze, that she originally dedicated to Rafe. They basically talk about her book, Main Squeeze. So, and TJ basically says how proud of her he is, and they kiss, and then lo and behold, Rafe sees it, and then TJ and Molly, Rafe breaks up their kiss, and they have a conversation, and Rafe's looking like a punk bitch in a way. Rafe acted like a damn punk bitch in this episode. I'm like, dude, just accept the fact that she wants to be with him and she don't want to be with you. Just accept that. I mean, just seriously, dude, accept that. But anyway, but yeah, um, but yeah, so apparently Rafe leaves, and TJ tells Rafe about Molly's new book, and he basically like, well, I should go. I got something else I should do. Lo and behold, before all that happened, Rafe's getting phone calls from Taylor. So apparently he and Taylor mix. And like I said, the new actress. This is the second time we've seen the new actress that's playing Taylor. I keep saying I'm giving her a chance. I mean, I'm gonna give the girl a chance. I mean, I like the original actress, but I'm gonna give her a chance. Anyway, but yeah, Rafe is getting text messages from Taylor, and Taylor being all thirsty and whatnot, and so Rafe leaves. Rafe basically leaves and goes over to Taylor house, goes over to Taylor and Felix's apartment. So apparently those are the only two that live there. Well, no, Sabrina still lives there. So apparently, but this is something else I want to know. Wasn't Taylor only supposed to be here for the summer? She was only supposed to be here for the summer, but apparently she wouldn't see her parents, and they sent her back here to Port Charles. So is she officially a Port Charles? I mean, does she go live in Port Charles now with Felix? That's something I'm not understanding. Is she full time in Port Charles with Felix? But anyway, her and Rafe are having a conversation. They're talking about how TJ and Molly that TJ and Molly are a problem for them. So they're coming up with a plan. Rafe doesn't want to go with it, go through with it at first, but I already figured out what Taylor's plan was. What Taylor's plan was going to be. But anyway, we also see TJ and Molly. They're having another conversation. Then out of nowhere, Felix pulls TJ aside, and he pulls TJ aside and basically threatens him, saying how he treated Taylor and whatnot. And TJ basically says he's sorry. He was straight. He basically was straight with Taylor. He told her how he felt about Molly, how he felt about her, and he got everything straight. And Felix basically, in all words, threatened him that you better not ever hurt my sister again. But anyway, but yeah, and so TJ goes up and starts talking to Molly, and Molly basically does a revision of her book. She basically says, well, basically dedicates it to TJ, and she basically says, "I love you," and he told her, "I love you too." I got a problem with that. You can just tell whenever a couple on a show say I love on most soap operas, when couples say I love you, they're doomed for disaster. I'm just gonna flat out say it. When most couples say they may be together for a while, but when most couples say I love you, they're doomed for disaster. And then TJ and Molly they're all happy. They're saying I love you and all that. And then I don't know where Taylor and Ray says, Taylor pops up and says, I was wondering if you guys want to like, um, join us for a movie. And Molly's looking like us. Then I don't know where her and Ray come up and they kiss and whatnot. And I'm tell you some shit. That was the fakest kiss I've ever seen in my life. I mean, you can tell neither one of them were into it. And I mean, I'm gonna say this: when you trying to prove that, when you trying to basically sell something that you're a couple with, you're with someone and you kiss them, never turn around. You never seriously, never turn around and see if the person looks jealous. I mean, that was all. They could have did that a whole lot better. Anyway, moving on from that shit. Let me talk about the thirst of Silas. Um, Silas today, he was just basically being too thirsty with Sam. He basically was sitting there begging Sam to go out with him, begging Sam to go to Kiki and Morgan's wedding party with him. He was just basically begging all over this whole episode, begging Sam. She basically keeps turning them down, and I can go and tell you why she's turning them down. She basically thinks she's betraying Jason. But she doesn't want to move on from Jason. She basically thinks she's betraying Jason with by going out with Silas. But she basically kept rejecting him, and Silas basically like, okay, it's like, okay, um, basically he'll back off and let her take her time and whatnot. So basically, though I will say that I'm not really here for Silas and Sam, but their scenes were kind of okay. But mine is Silas's thirst. Now let me talk about this new dude Carlos. I hadn't seen much of him today. He basically showed up at Felix and Sabrina's apartment looking for Sabrina. And I already knew somebody. I had a source that already told me that he was gonna be Sabrina's ex boyfriend. But anyway, he basically is going around town looking for Sabrina. He went to the apartment, couldn't find Sabrina there. Went to the then he went to the hospital, couldn't find her there. But anyway,